Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Gals on the Go podcast. It's Brooke
and Danielle, back at it again. I forgot how to podcast for a
I
second.
did too. We're a little slow to start today because it's been a few weeks actually. We pre-recorded a few episodes because we've just been true Gals on the Go, and it's coming to an end, thank God.
Yeah, it's been a month of realization, so
yes.
we have so much to talk about, you guys.
Where do we even begin? Well, actually, we will say this week's episode, the actual meat and potatoes of the episode is with the Ladygang, and they are just such awesome gals. I feel like that's our future. We're looking at our future by looking at them.
Yeah, it was really, really cool to finally. So we're on their podcast as well. So as this episode goes up, I believe their episode is going to be going up tomorrow on Thursday. They had us on. It was a really good time. We had them on, and it was so crazy because they're a little bit older than us, and it was so fun to like Brooke said, it's gonna hopefully be where we are someday, on tour and doing
they
really cool stuff.
Two books. They're coming out with the second. I know they are crushing it, and they're just such cool gals that you actually genuinely want to take advice from. They were they started giving us advice. It was more.
No, literally halfway through the episode. Was it in our episode or there? In our
I think it's in ours, so definitely stay tuned. It was a whole thing on friendship and resentment and just really themes that I feel like that showed, it just taught me a lot.
No, it was honestly amazing. I feel like it's going to be a good episode because Brooke and I are both wearing graphic tees today. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're being really random today. Brooke texted me and was like, yeah, literally none of my Fashion Pass dresses are in. It's a t-shirt day. I was like, actually, I was already planning on wearing this.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, wait, that's so perfect. I guess I should have texted you that I was wearing
this. Oh,
no,
I figured we kind of stopped, at the first, we were trying to be on the same vibe attire-wise when we first started doing video. And now I feel like we not slipped, because we always wear makeup and hair. So I'm we're always somewhat ready, but
Yeah, I feel like if I was wearing a sweatshirt, red leather, yellow leather, that's a tongue twister, I would have texted you. But yeah, so then Brooke brought her flop era shirt.
I haven't worn this yet.
It's iconic.
Yes, thank you. I'm
wearing a shirt that says
fun. Yeah, I'm busy.
I'm busy, don't text.
It's giving both of our
oh no, what is our shirts giving?
2012.
You know what your shirt's giving in particular? The shirts they used to wear on iCarly. The penny tees that said spaghetti
farts, something
spaghetti
stupid,
socks, random. It would.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those had it. They always. I was so intrigued by all the shirts they would wear.
I thought you were gonna say Napoleon Dynamite. Doesn't
he
wear
the color scheme? Yeah.
I've never even seen. Is that a movie? Right? Yeah.
I think you guys are probably so mad at us right now.
I'm not a movie gal, really.
Yeah. I mean, Jazz always gets so mad at me. She's like, "You probably haven't seen this movie," but I'm like, "You're right, I haven't."
I know. She gave me homework to watch one too that Miles Teller's in.
Oh, what movie?
Oh my gosh, it's a rom-com that he's in, and she was it's on Amazon. You should watch it. But I haven't brought myself there recently.
It's just a lot personally for us to sit down and we'll sit for other reasons, but for some reason sitting down and watch movies hard.
Yeah,
unless you're with another person.
If it's a thing and it's we're having a movie night, I'm okay with it. But yeah, I have my qualms with that.
Recently I've been, because I was telling Brooke, I literally listened to every podcast I follow. I'm dry this week, so I've been putting on movies on my TV that I've seen before. So it's kind of like having a podcast on. You can hear things.
Just in the background.
Yeah, but it has to be a movie I've seen before. So
because it's a light watch.
Yeah, it's a light watch. I'm maybe I'm in the laundry room. Yeah, no, I don't have a laundry room. Oh my god,
the luxuries of space.
The luxury of space we've been talking about. Like I said, guys, we have had. Think about every topic of conversation you could possibly have. Brooke and I have had today already.
We went everywhere from body image, family, friends, living spaces, literally every single deep topic that you could
weddings,
have.
Relationships.
Yeah, I know.
Not our own weddings, but wedding etiquette. I mean,
because we were going. Yeah, you were what should I wear to the wedding? That we're like that. And then we were talking about how we both know people that are a little bit older and going to more weddings because as you get older, you start going to more weddings, and it's so true. So true.
There's just your 20s are.
It's a wild time. Let me tell you that.
Your 20s are really a time of realization. It was so funny because on our walk here to the studio, I'm telling Brooke literally all these realizations I had in the past week, and Brooke was like, I think because it's Virgo season, you're
yes.
And I was like, maybe you're right. By the way, happy Virgo season to anyone. I love this new thing that we do when it's your season, and you're like, yes. It's Aries season. I'm here for it.
For all who celebrate, Danielle is really, this is your thriving season, I think. Yeah.
It's Virgo season.
Oh, and you're about to move in Virgo season.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're about to be really organized.
Yes, I know. Watch out.
Stick to the schedule.
Stick to the schedule. That's how we do it, us Virgos.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Yeah, my birthday's in a couple weeks. I'm not necessarily excited to 24 is nothing, crazy, but I love my birthday. As you do too, because you get to be with all your favorite people, if that's how you choose to spend it.
It's nothing better.
I was really not gonna have a birthday party. Well, I had a brief thought, and then I was like, no, but it's a way to get everyone I want to see in a room and do a fun theme if you want. And
I love it.
It's the best. I really thought about doing just something small or traveling instead. I was like, we've traveled so much already. Another realization. Do we talk about all of our realizations first, or what do we are we do catch up? There's so much to do.
There's so much to do. Well, why don't we just catch up and then in there we could talk about our realization. Yeah, I'm
ketchup and mustard
today, and you're
I am not ketchup.
No,
I don't know what I am.
We'll have to coordinate that next time.
I'm an Oreo.
Oh yeah.
Got the black and white. You're wearing red and yellow.
I'm giving McDonald's.
You love McDonald's. I'm loving it. Guys, I'm so sorry.
I do love McDonald's. Okay, so what have we been up to the past few weeks? Well, we recorded early because we had our first trip planned with a brand, and this was really the first. Nothing's ever been done, completely unique, never been done before. Truly,
never been done before. No, it really. I actually don't think I've ever seen another podcast do a trip in the way we did. Some podcasts do camps, but we've never.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't know, any podcast that we know. Yeah, so we did a Gals on the Go trip with Fashion Pass, which was so cool because you guys literally hear us talk about Fashion Pass all the time, and they heard us. They saw that we use Fashion Pass all the time, and they were like, hey, we should collaborate. And we were like, hey, yes, we should.
And they pitched us the idea of doing a trip, which was so cool. This was, when they said they wanted to work together, we were like, oh my God, yeah, say less. We genuinely use and love the service. And then they're like, let's do a trip. And we were like, oh, cool. We'll go on a trip. And they're like, no, we want it to be a trip with Gals on the Go podcast. And we were like, oh, so us two? And they're like, no, not just you two. You guys get to invite a few of your influencer friends to come with us and have basically a few day trip of your dreams. And we got to choose the destination, the guests who accompanied, and we decided to make it a podcaster's retreat, if you will. That's what Eli started calling it, and I love that.
It really was a podcaster's retreat.
It was.
We we brain dumped, we chatted, we had good conversation. Everyone on the trip that came with us, we had Jazz, who's just Jazzy IDK.
She was on the show.
She was on the show. Yeah, you guys know her.
Yeah.
Katie Bellotti, Eli Rallo, and Margot Lee, all podcasters. They all live in New York City, and it was just such a great group because we all know each other, obviously, so it was really nice. And then the Fashion Pass team was with us. We were in East Hampton for 2 nights. We literally all got our own cottages. It was nuts.
It was so nice. And truly, it was because we each had our own rooms. It was such a retreat feel. It was very much we would go to the dinners and chat and whatever, and then go back, get ready, go to bed, and the next morning, meet for breakfast, recharge. It was a lot of recharge time, which was really, really nice, and very not a ton of activities, which was nice. It was very light. We went on a boat because we're big boat people.
Yes. We so Fashion Pass really did such a great job. This was their first brand trip, and it was just so special, and we were so happy to be a part of it. They did stuff that we didn't know was going to happen. They got branded towels that said Gals on the Go podcast and Fashion Pass. They made these beautiful tote bags. It was they really did a good job of including us in it. It was the Fashion Pass obviously Fashion Pass really obviously did way more to plan it than we did. But we thought of the theme nights and stuff. Yeah. No, but I mean the coordination of it all. They coordinated
the
everything.
Sponsors, everything.
Yes, it was so impressive. They we gave them a list of brands that we loved that we think would be really cool to sponsor. We gave ideas of what we would want to do. We were very we want to do a boat day. I think that would be really really nice, a really good vibe. Because we've been on so many brand trips at this point that we know what other people would like.
Yes.
And so we were we want to make it, and I think we said to them, we don't want to have a ton of activities back to back because that never goes well. Some people start to skip, whatever. Everyone needs to be able to have their own time. And honestly, it benefits the brand too because then they have more time to create content, whatever. It benefits the brand as well.
And if you're having a genuinely fun time, you're more inclined to post. No one had posting requirements, which was really nice. Yeah. It was very much so come on this trip. It's Gals on the Go and Fashion Pass. If you want to tag, and everybody really, I mean, it was also really nice because we got to get personal with them, and everybody loved the Fashion Pass girls. Like by the end, everyone's like best friends.
We're all following each other. Like it was such a great time. Like even if you guys don't know what Fashion Pass is, which I don't know how you don't because we talk about them all the time. It's a clothing rental service. You can pick different memberships. Brooke and I will get like a couple pieces a month from them, and
you can send them back. It's not like other rental services where it's like you get only a set amount per month. It's like you can literally wear it and send it right back, and then they'll send you more. It's like unlimited rentals.
I love it because you're still paying just once a month, but you get to return like as many times as you want. Like it's incredible. You're like, oh, I've worn it all. Okay, next. Like you don't have to wait till the 15th of the month or whatever.
Yes,
I love that about Fashion Pass.
Yeah,
and they do all the dry cleaning, everything for you. You literally just put it back. I love going to FedEx and then being like, oh, it's our like okay, have a good day. Do you need a receipt? I'm like, I love it here.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Huge Fashion Pass girls, and
especially when the fall comes, we did this last, like, it was so fun to get like fun statement sweaters that you don't want to spend a ton of money on.
Amazing.
That's
what has been like the whole summer has been like these fun, like crazy, like maxi dresses and stuff you've been seeing us wear that are like things that I would probably only wear once or twice anyways. So I'm like, I don't want to spend $200 on this, but I will spend the $80 a month to rent it. You know?
And you get a few pieces for it.
Like, it's better for the environment. Not that I'm an environmentalist by any means, but I like, you know, I feel less guilty about cycling through things.
Me too. And it's nice because if you do fall in love with something, you can purchase it for like a cheaper price. So
yes, so true. Like jeans, I've purchased jean shorts. Like when things like that you discover from like these brands that fit you, and you're like, oh my god, this is great.
Oh, it's the best thing in the world. Like same. Yeah. So we love Fashion Pass. Thank you again, Fashion Pass, for an amazing trip. It was seriously so surreal. Like, oh my gosh, not to mention, you guys need to go watch our vlogs and everything, but they got us a party bus to go to the Hamptons, and they were inspired by like Kylie Air and all that. So they got like these huge balloons that says GOTG.
It was so
and a
special.
Pink carpet. So when everyone got there, we didn't tell anybody that there was going to be that. There was just a fun entrance.
It was like the details were just so there, and they really crushed it.
It was so funny because I had told a few of my friends like, oh, I'm doing this like trip, Gals on the Go and Fashion Pass, but I don't think anyone really like realized it. So on the first thing we were posting like the party bus with the GOTG balloon, they're like, oh, you're like doing a trip.
Yes,
we're like, yes. So
I know, because we have never done anything like that. It's I feel like we haven't even really seen that done, because it's like it was like with our brand, which is so cool.
It was really cool. I'm trying to think of like anything like spicy or anything like that we wanted to like share. What was really nice on the last night at dinner, I think it was Kit actually that had the idea. She was like, I do this on dates all the time. Instead of like, 'cause it's very easy on trips like this to get like on your phone, you had just taken photos before dinner and you want to like get your photos up, whatever. And I mean, we're all here for that, get your photos up, but then let's like put our phones down. But that night we were all like just wanted to chat, and Kit was like, wait, let's go around the room. She like would pose a question. It would be like if you could move anywhere tomorrow, where would you move? And then the next person would come up with a question. We all answer. It was so fun. I learned so much.
So fun. And we asked such random questions, like if the person next to you was a food, what would they be? Like,
I had Brooke. I told her she'd be a grape. Or grapes. I don't know. I was like, you're going to be a grape. And everyone started dying laughing. I was like, well, like grapes. Like you give grape vibes.
It's so funny. I had Jazz. I said a hot dog, because the obvious answer would have been like something McDonald's. But, you know, I tried to be like creative.
The funniest moment, though, it was when, so it was like, name the person next to you. Like to your right, like what would their name be? So like Grace from Fashion Pass told me I'd be a Sandy with an I, which I thought was kind of fun. I gave Brooke Veronica. It felt right. Jazz looks over at Kit Keenan, who her name is so unique. Kit Clementine Keenan. She goes, you'd be a Laura. I have friends that are Laura. Nothing to do with it. But when your name is Kit.
Or was it Laura or Laurel? I think it was Laura, though. I don't know. They're both.
Laurel makes a little bit more sense. But Laura, I was dying laughing.
Well, wait, I forget now. But
it was Laura. It was definitely Laura. Okay, Laura. Or I kept saying Laura.
Yeah, and then literally her mouth like fell to the floor.
Kit was like, absolutely not.
Give me something more original.
Again, nothing to do with the name, but when your name's Kit, like you kind of need to like be like another name that's like not like, I don't know anyone else named Kit. Actually, the American Girl doll.
Yeah, of course.
But it was so funny. It was like such a funny moment. Jazz is like, I don't know. That's what you give. And that's what's so fun about the game. It's what first comes to mind.
But then Katie and Eli were sitting next to each other, and they're like two little writers over there.
Two little intellectuals just getting after it.
Oh my gosh. When they were describing like like the foods and stuff. They were just so descriptive. I'm trying to think what they were.
I forgot what they were, but they had like meanings behind it.
Yes.
Like you would be, it wasn't this, but like you'd be creme brulee because you're like sweet on top and in the middle. Like I was like,
the ooey gooey middle. Like they would like describe it.
It was almost like, oh my God, I don't remember the meals, but they were so intricate. Yeah. It was like orzo with pesto and a little bit of the, I was like, what? It was so cute.
I can't remember either, but we just, a lot of like fun games and not like the, I don't know, like this was actually like a good thing. It was like basically like name something or do something.
I forgot you don't like games.
No,
this was actually good thing.
I do like games. I don't like Piccolo really and like those sort of things so much.
I know after a while you've like I've
stale. Seen this. Like I like
Piccolo's only good if you're like you need to get drunk.
Yeah. When she first said those games, like I was kind of like, oof, I don't know about this. But that was a fun one. Like it's more so the ones that are like. No, yeah. I don't know. Like I didn't want to do.
It's like I've played this in college freshman year 1,000 times. Like I'm over.
Yeah,
it. No, yeah. Piccolo is definitely on its way out. I do know what you mean. There is this really fun game that she wanted to play. One of the girls called IQ or no, not IQ. I forget the name of it. Oh my God, it's gonna bother me. But it's one where you have to be on your phones the whole time. And we were like, we don't want to
be on our phones. Yeah,
I liked the idea of it, but yeah. So one thing that I just forgot about the Hamptons, and I dealt with it when we were there for the summer for 2 weeks. It is so humid out there. Like I was in the worst mood because I had spent so long like Dyson air wrapping my hair to this perfect. And then it was the last night, it was the dinner, and we all went to the docks to take photos, and the sun had just got down. We kind of like missed the mark with the sun one. And my hair literally just like fell. And when you get in a bad mood, you're like, I can't take. I literally didn't even. I was like, F it, I'm not taking photos. Like I'm just not posting. Like it's not happening.
I feel the same, and I felt so good about my outfit before I stepped outside, and then I stepped outside, I was wearing pointy heels, we're walking the dock, like it just I feel that when you
my God, yes, your heels were getting stuck in the dock. No one was doing well that night. Nothing to do with Fashion Pass or anything.
It
was just right. Then we sat down for dinner and we did this. It was
the vibes were right.
It was perfect. But it just goes to show sometimes you just don't like, maybe it just wasn't a photo night, you know?
Yeah, but we still had such a wonderful time.
And we still had such a wonderful time and like still got so many photos. So that's what I liked about this brand trip. It wasn't like, okay, we don't get the photo, we just keep going. Like whatever. Yeah. Just do what you want.
Completely agree.
So it was a really great group and we're just so thankful. So that's our little mini recap.
And I think you can use code GALS40 on Fashion Pass if you guys want.
Yeah, for $40 off.
Which is a really big savings. So check that out.
Yeah, definitely use that.
I'm trying to think what else is up. Oh, and then after that, we came back. And you had Delaney in town.
Yes. Delaney came to town. She didn't stay with me this time. She was with her mom. Delaney is moving to New York City. So exciting. She's for sure coming. But she's not moving till January because of her job specific things. But she came with her mom, kind of inspired by me and Ryan. We came last year before we moved just to kind of like walk around the city and see what areas felt good to us and where we felt comfortable because she didn't really know where she wanted to move. She had always come to Midtown and she stayed with me a few times. That's all she kind of knew. Even though like, yeah, you go to brunch in Soho, whatever. Like she didn't, I don't know. She and her mom spent a lot of time just walking around different areas. And so she was looking at places that, so come December when she's applying for apartments, she'll know where she wants to look. So that was fun. Basically, like I would kind of pop in and out with them, like do stuff. We went to Comedy Cellar and her mom, honestly, that was so rewarding seeing her mom at Comedy Cellar, like actually dying laughing, tears down her face. And one of my favorite comedians, Lenny Marcus, if you ever have the pleasure of seeing this, have you ever seen him? Have we talked about this?
You're gonna have to remind me. Maybe God. I have. I don't know. I've seen a few people. I've gone to Comedy Cellar a few times.
No, I don't mean like, oh my God. I just mean like, oh my God, this guy is so funny. He's like not really on social media, so you have to be able to see him in person. He was there, and like, like when you're so proud of something, you keep watching the person to see, and like I was rewarded. Like she was dying laughing. So yeah, we went to Odessa.
The gals did not see each other at Odessa.
No, I'm starting to learn when it comes to music festivals and music.
When it comes to concerts, I think just Danielle and I do concerts differently, and that is or
Brooke
festivals
gets there
or
earlier
anything.
than I do. Always like music. I always call it Music Midtown. Yeah. Gov Ball. Like we just have different.
Yeah, routines. You were invited to go with the group though. To be clear.
Oh yeah, like I was supposed to come.
It was like a pregame vibe into like going, and then but everyone like took off work early a little bit because we wanted to get there early, knowing that Odessa was GA, so no one, like you couldn't even
literally the whole stadium.
Yeah.
Except for one little area, it looked like had special seats.
Yeah, but okay, so 99% of it was GA, and if you got there early enough, you got these. There was like a separate line once you got in to get wristbands, and the wristbands granted you access on the floor, which is like the closest area to the stage. But to be clear, this was like thousands of tickets, but like the floor was just like huge. And we just like knew going into it, like days before we talked about it, like we were like we gotta get the floor seat, like it's not a seat, it's a standing room only. And we just talked about it, and we were like, oh, and I talked to you, and you were like, I'm gonna have to meet you later, whatever. And I was like, all right, I might not.
Yeah, we were gonna all go together, and then she put me in a group chat, and they're like, okay, so pregame at 4, and I was like, Odessa doesn't come on till 9. Like, I was so scared. And Delaney's mom was in town. She didn't come with us to the concert, but like Delaney felt bad leaving her mom for like hours on end, and I wasn't just gonna like leave without Delaney, so it worked out great. But yeah, that concert was amazing.
So everything about it, like, just so smooth, song to song, like it just.
I will say nothing will beat Odessa at Coachella.
I know, because not just the special effects. Yeah,
it's just like it was so crazy.
Yeah.
But this was insane too. It was
they had fireworks, which I thought you would.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
The drums is what got me. When they came out, Delaney and I literally had the chills.
I know.
Like, I'm sure everyone in the stadium
so
was like,
good. The drum line is so good. Yeah.
Oh my God. They were so in sync. Like, it's just so epic. Like, all their music, like, is just so epic. I don't know what other word to use.
I agree. And it's like, it's EDM. They played some hard stuff in there, actually, when they did it was like their Bronson stuff.
Oh my God.
The 2 songs where they did.
Tense and another song, I remember, yes. It was called Tense, and another song was like Going
On.
Oh
yeah. That's like their alternate like stuff, and it was
Those were the 2. Did you like those?
Yes, I love them. Those are like my favorites of like the whole show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what song I do really like, and it is a little bit more intense? It's called Loyal.
Yes. Oh my God, so good.
And I feel like that's pretty intense, but that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Because I love the beat.
Yeah, it's so good. No, I really liked, like, especially when it was live, I was like, oh, it's really good. But I'm used to now shows where they like are going hard.
Yeah,
and,
so you're like, oh, this is what feels right. I'm comfortable here in my safe space. No, yeah, that concert was really, really nice.
I have to say also, the floor, like, it cleared up. At one point I was able to like fully dance, which I appreciated.
That
you know, like
nice.
I was like halfway through it. I was like, at first everybody like sardines packs in, but like not dangerous, but you know, like it's pretty close. But then it starts to like, you know, people break away, and like I had fully room to like, which I was like jumping. I was yeah,
that's nice to be able to like have wingspan, right?
Yeah, it was good. And Sylvanessa was great. The openers were great. It was a great concert. If you guys get to see them, I don't know how much longer they're touring for, but do yourself a treat. Apparently, there's rumors the tour is literally called The Last Goodbye, and they might be breaking up. Like, not like, oh my God, we're breaking up, but like to pursue other projects. Yeah, this is like this could be a rumor, but yeah.
The Last Goodbye. I thought that was that is the name of the album.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, even like on stage, they were like not standing together. They're both in their own stands.
Yeah, because they do different stuff.
No, I know, but it was very symbolic. Maybe they're just very like separate.
Guys,
that's a shame. They make really good music.
They do, but I feel like if they leave now on a high and they go and like do other stuff, it would also be, you know, because like their songs are played by everybody. Like they're iconic. Every song is so good.
They have so many good ones. Yeah, damn.
Great. Do you like the visuals? I thought you might think they were a little trippy.
They were weird.
It was metaversey, yeah.
Oh my God, so
and then at
metaversey.
The end when they like you touch yourself. Did you see that part? Oh, you didn't stay till the end.
We left during the last song.
So you didn't see the encore either.
We left during the encore.
Oh, okay.
During The Last Goodbye.
Oh,
that song.
Gotcha.
Unless they did another one after.
No, that was it. So you saw like, because the metaverse, like the first part they did, like it's like the visual, like with the guy like walking and like, but you like saw the person walking. Then at the end, it was supposed to be like, this version of you, you're entering it now, and then like they like you like touch it,
that's
like and
cool.
it was like boom, like it was like,
I guess I wasn't looking at them as if they were like stories. I just was like, there's like a gorilla on the screen spinning around, or like there would be dude, literally at some points it would be like a car on fire,
yeah.
Oh my God, there were like some moments I was like, whoa, but like I loved it.
It's an experience, I will say. Great stuff though, and the lights were so. Oh my God, the lights! I could just go on.
Oh, the lights were so cool. It was the
like
confetti,
so
the fireworks. Like, I do love a good show, dinner and a show.
So cool. So really recommend going. I'm going. Speaking of concerts, I'm going to Izu this weekend. If you see me, please say hi. On Friday.
She doesn't bite.
No, I don't. I don't.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Yeah, definitely say hi to her.
I'm gonna be probably really hot and sweaty though, because it's like during the day, and I'll just be like.
Is easy something that you wear festival-y things to? Like, you're gonna wear a scarf and.
Like that's the thing. Like you can go like so many ways. Like you can go full festival. Like I just will never be that girl, and I'm not like I really wish I could get there with like the confidence to like wear like a bathing suit with like a sheer thing over. Like I just will never be. You won't catch me ever doing that, unfortunately. I wish I could, but like I'm not that confident.
Yeah.
So it's like the type of vibe where you could wear jean shorts and a shirt, or you could wear like last time I went to Izu, I wore like what you wore to Odessa, like a crop top and like pants.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And that was like funky. A cool look. Yeah,
yeah.
More like funky. I think I'm gonna go for that this year. I rented some stuff from Fashion Pass. I'm gonna like kind of work with it and see.
I'm excited to see the fits.
Yeah, it's because you could go like some people like really go like crazy, and it looks
like
so
light up
good.
Things.
Yes, and like crazy makeup that like literally slay. Like they look so good, but I just like I'm not there, and I really want to be there. I feel like if I was going with like a bunch of my best friends,
you were all like,
we all like did a theme.
But you're going with like some of Ben's friends, right?
Yeah,
yeah. That's
so. I feel like if I show up and like
you have like butterfly wings on,
they would be like, "Is everything okay?" Yeah, and I'm like meeting his friends. Like they would be like,
"No, yeah, it's more if you have like a group to like be dressed up with. That's fair."
But some people like look awesome and like plan their outfits like months in advance. But then again, like if I went to like Ultra, I might like go crazy and like do like a crazy fit. But I feel like Izu's still like in New York. Like I don't know. It still feels
like
a little
the
like
of EDM maybe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I just
you get it. You get the vibes.
I was just curious what the level of.
No, that's a really good
Ultra
question.
or like EDC and like stuff like that.
No, it's not. I would say like it's a level down from that, because they still get a lot of people. Like there's still like plenty of people who are like, I kind of like EDM. It's it's kind of like it still is like
it's approachable.
Yeah, because it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who go. I'm excited. The last time I went was 2019. That's so crazy. So.
I remember when you went. I'm like picturing
drove down from Boston. Like that's so crazy. But
different life.
We're excited. Yeah, literally a different lifetime. And what are you doing this weekend? You have a fun weekend too.
Oh my God, do I?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Do you like ices? No. Never forget one of our episodes. I'm going to Tampa for the weekend. You guys know me. I can't stay away from home. I miss my dog. And Ryan and I like wanted to do something. We were gonna like, and we really need to do this actually, like something just the two of us, like a vacation. But then we were like, like I'm about to move like a week after. Let's not. And then we were just like laying in bed. Oh, that sounds weird. We were just like laying there, and I was like,
Jetson in bed.
God. We were just laying there, and I literally was just like, I miss Finley. And he was like, is this you saying you want to go to Tampa for Labor Day? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't think about that, but if you want to, let's go. So we're going just for the weekend, like one last summer.
The last goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really excited to go home right before I move. And my brother's going to come down from college, which will be really nice to connect with him. And yeah, nothing crazy. Just, Tampa Danny, boat, beach, repeat.
That sounds like a lovely weekend, honestly. And a great way to end of summer, the last splash.
Literally the last splash. Like my last chance before I start getting spray tans again. Like it's, these are like how I think of things. I'm like, okay, one last tanning session.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I have tried tanning on my roof. I should have just bought it. Like, when you're about to buy something, you're like, But then you're like, why didn't I just get it in that moment? I was at like Target or something. They had like those spray fans, like you used to have at Disney World. I was really going to buy one because I could lay on my roof if I had something to spray myself with. But it's hot up there in the city. So I just like laying out when I can get into a pool.
You're reminding me that I should pack this for Izu, because I got one of those neck fans and I'm going to need it.
Oh my God, yeah.
That would be huge for the program.
Huge for the program.
I don't even care if it matches. Like,
is it the ones that look like headphones? Or
yes.
Those crack me up.
I know. I'm going to look like a clown, but I like should do that though.
You should. You'd be happy. And I feel like other people will have them too.
Yeah. I mean, people like go like full rave to these things. Like, I mean, even though it's
Stay cool out there.
Yeah. Well, actually, this is like a festival thing, like, is that like people get, I don't know if you saw them, I don't know if they were allowed now that I think about it, but people get these like big fans, like,
oh my God, yeah.
Did you see people in the stands
paper
with them?
fans?
Yeah,
dude. Well, because I could see the pit. I almost took a video. There's so many people with these, and I was like, were they giving them out, or is this a trend?
No, you buy them and like you bring them to every show you go to.
Well, they just look normal though. They don't look like anything unique.
No, they're just.
But they look beneficial.
But the thing is, like, the people like them, they're like the designated fan person. Like, you fan the crowd. Like, it's nice. Like, so yeah.
Oh, you're like expected to fan everybody?
I mean, you're not expected, but like it's nice if you do. Yeah. So then like the people, they're like fanning everyone. Like they're heavy fans, so they're not like little like.
So you see these like rave people, like
they're not like little paper fans. Like these are like industrial grade, like boom, boom. Like they make noises every time you do it. Like, yeah, it's like rave culture. This is like a thing.
I did notice that. I thought it was just a stadium.
Did you see anything else? Did you notice anything else?
Just a lot of. I told Delaney, I said you're gonna see a lot of people with scarves.
Because I told you that the last time.
No, well you did because you told me, and then I noticed it. And yesterday or at Odessa, I mean, it was mostly guys.
Yeah.
Like they just had them around their necks, but they use them to dance with, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a breezy thing. I don't really know the symbolism behind it.
A lot of scarves.
But a lot of scarves. I'm trying to think.
This guy standing next to us, oh my God. Like, I'm exposing him, but whatever. No one knows his name. He was just like a normal, like, EDM person. He just starts making out with everyone around us. And we're in the stands. Like, we're not even in the intense area. Like, he's clearly, you know, like, rolling or, I don't know. His eyes were locked. Like, then at one point he looks over and he's like, is that your water bottle? I was like, wait, hello, you're here. Like, I fully thought he was in another universe. I mean, he was in the audience and then, or like in the stage, and then this one girl like tapped on the shoulder and he goes, grabs her. They're making out passionately. I'm like, this is so interesting.
Did they go together?
No, fully not. I can confirm. Delaney and I were like, wow. And then the girl in front of him, I was like, whoa.
And he's in the stand.
And he had a scarf around his neck. Yeah, I know. I was like, why aren't you down there with your
bracelets?
people? Oh, yeah. So many bracelets.
Candy,
oh, yeah. You trade the What is it? Peace, love, and
unity, respect. So you go peace, love, unity, respect. And then like we like
switch the bracelets really fast.
Yeah.
It's so
the last time I went to like an electronic concert.
Didn't someone come up to you to switch?
Yeah, she but not to
but you
switch.
Didn't have any
No,
on.
she just came up to me and she was like, she kept like looking back and I was like, is everything okay? And then she came up to me and she was literally, the people of these things, they're so nice though. Like everyone.
Oh my God. They're just
best
so happy.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Everyone is so happy. That's the thing. Like, I'm not even saying this in a judgmental way. Like, I wish that we could operate like in this friendly of a way in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just so nice. And she grabbed my arm and she was like, I see you're here with your boyfriend. Like, this is it. Like, it's so nice. I want you guys to like have a great night. And she said, and I want to give you this, and like gave me a bracelet. Like, just so nice.
That is just fanning each other. I mean, it is.
No, it's a
nice
community environment. Yeah, like it's like yeah.
So that was your EDM education today.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I encounter any other scenarios this week. I'm like nervous.
Oh my God,
now.
yeah, you're gonna have to come back with stories.
I will. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, people bring like the Camelback, like the backpacks, but that's like standard. That's like people get those for like regular concerts too. It's actually really practical because sometimes it depends on the place. This place they let you keep the caps to the water bottles, but sometimes they make you take the caps.
Oh God, I hate that.
Or I also hate, I was bringing back drinks for my friends and they made me open all of them at the same time. And I was like, I have to walk through this crowd now, like spilling the drinks.
I know. They go,
like,
here you go.
Why? Why do they do that? Why can't I just leave it closed? I don't understand that.
I think they don't. Because then it's easier for you to hold. And then like you could like drink more maybe. Or like you could put one in your pocket and then bring it on the way out. I don't know. Liabilities.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really quite understand that.
I hate when they take the water bottle cap off though.
Yeah, that's frustrating. For sure.
Really frustrating.
And so you'll be going home. I'll be going
You'll
to
be
a
going
concert.
to Hazel.
Oh, but the Monday we'll reunite. So
Monday we will reunite. No, we won't. Oh yes, we will. We're going to the U.S. Open. Don't text.
Get excited.
I'm so excited. Have you gotten your outfits yet?
No, they said it arrives Tuesday.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah.
Did you get yours?
No. We're going to the U.S. Open. We were like trying to figure out like what to wear, you know, because it's kind of like a little preppy, a little vibe.
Some people like dress as if they are playing tennis themselves. Like,
yeah,
I think that's like the vibe for some people. Like, some people dress like as if they're like, Danny, we need you on the court. Like,
yeah, like just in case, I got you. No worries, put me in, coach. Like,
we've got a backup in the crowd.
We went for like the preppy vibe, like sweater around the, not actually, but like that energy.
Yeah.
Like preppy, whatever. Yeah, so that'll be fun. But I just want to talk about like a little realization I have, and Brooke is fully, well, you already know everything, but like Brooke is fully like, I told you so, and it is so fair because like whatever. So, and this is no shade to literally anyone that's ever visited me. This is actually really not to do with Delaney at all. But
she didn't even stay with you, so it can't be with
exactly.
Yeah.
So don't get your panties in a wad over there, everybody. Nothing to do with anything. But, and I feel like some of you guys could relate to this too. Like, I've lived in New York for a year now, and I think it was really exciting. Like, oh my gosh, I want visitors to come stay with me, like whatever. And as I've talked about, I create these like intense itineraries, like Friday night dinner, Saturday morning, bottomless brunch, then to the museum, and I love doing that. And it's not like I'm going to stop forever, but I just kind of like hit this point in the last month where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like, I don't think I have it in me. But also I think what it is like all of my like closest friends, like the people that I would want to come stay with me and like the friend groups that I'd want to like make these itineraries for, they've already came. So now I just need to like hold myself to it. Like when my friends come, like it just needs to be more of like a, like I'm just like getting to this point where I feel like I'm just eating out all the time. I'm just going to do all these things all the time. And I'm living in New York, like I'm vacationing here. And it is a city that there is just so much to do. And that's why we live here. But I just need a routine. Like, I'm dying over here.
This is Danielle's
I texted her yesterday, spiraling. I was like, I'm eating out all the time. And, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, eating out. But it's just, like, I don't feel good. Like, I feel so gross every time I, like, go out to eat. Because I'm like, I went out to eat with someone else for lunch today. It's just because, like,
that's what you do around, like, it's like an easy social thing where it's like, oh, we'll just like grab a bite. Yeah. Right. Like,
and I feel like, and it's so expensive, you know, and like, I'm not good at saying no. And it's something we've talked about on the podcast before, but I'm like there was this thing, maybe I mentioned on the podcast before, but I saw this thing on Instagram. It was like when a friend comes to town, like, hey, I'm coming to New York this weekend. And you're like, have fun. Like,
that's literally me when people say they're coming.
No, and Brooke would always say, like, Danielle, you don't have to do this. I'm like, no, but I need to. Like, I want them to experience it. But now, you know, I've done it. And sorry, all of my friends, I love you. Like, I literally, 4 of my friends are coming to stay with me for my birthday, and I asked them to come. Like, I love having people. Yeah. But it's not going to be the same thing where I'm like, okay, we're doing all these things. Like, if they have things they want to do, I'm like, okay, sure, or like whatever. But I'm just, I'm through. I'm in my sophomore year of living in New York now. I'm about to, you know, move to a new place. It'll be my second year.
You're hitting 24. I mean, this is like it.
Yeah. Like, it's just not sustainable. And it's just,
I get it.
Brooke's like, you're preaching to the choir.
Literally, like, these realizations, I'm like, but that's where the 2 years comes into play. Like, I actually do think it does. Because it's like, okay, like, welcome. Yeah. Like, yeah. But I get it, though. Because when you first graduate, you're so excited. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, trust me, I want everyone to see my city.
I was unhinged that year. Like, you had a great year. Like, that first year for me, like, I was out of fucking control. Like, I don't know.
No, it was so
I don't know.
fun.
I had like out of body experiences. I literally don't know what was wrong with me. But you did great. You survived.
Well, you were single, so there was like more like things in that. I feel like it was more of like like dating stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess that, but I was just going out literally unhinged. Yeah. Like, it would be like, you know, after work, and it'd be like happy hour. Like,
oh no, that's so fun though.
No, it was super fun.
But it's just like, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this on the podcast because I feel like I know other people that do this too. It's like, okay, friends are coming to town, and it is fun though. At the same time, it's like I'm so.
I get it. And you're excited, and you want to, like, you're a very hospitable person. Like, you're very, like, that's where you.
And so are you, by the way.
God. Well,
when you want to be, you know, like, and I'm trying to be more like that.
No, literally. Well, also, I think that we're just realizing too, like, when we have friends come into town, or not even just in town, just friends just doing stuff in general, you don't have to say yes to every little thing. Like, if it's brunch into museum, into drinks, into dinner, maybe you decide, hey, and you're not owed any explanation, whether it be financial, whether it be time, whether you have other things to do, or whether you just want to, like, lay in your bed and, like, recharge.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to everything. You can say and be polite and be like, I'm gonna meet you guys for dinner.
Like, I have laundry. You can say
literally,
the weekends for me are like I kind of like, I'm more social during the week. I think with our job, like, our job, it is our job. During the week, we're so social going to all these events. So it's like reversed on the weekends. We're kind of like, I just want to like chill or like honestly be with Ryan or stuff like that. Yeah. And at the same time, when friends come to town, and really, it is so fun. And there's going to be times when I, like, want friends to come. But I think I need to be more, like, okay, people that I know are in town, I don't have to take them to Comedy Cellar and do this and do that and rattle a tap because...
And rearrange your entire life that you already have here. Yes.
Yeah, and it's something, like... Ryan too has the same exact problem, and so the two of us,
the combination is lethal. Honestly,
it's
not
lethal.
Yeah,
it's like, because then he has friends from college in town who I love, who I was good friends with, and then it's like Ryan will be like, so where are we I'm like, where are we taking
It's
like, yeah, it's like a whole thing. But then when I found friends in town, he's like, okay, what are we doing? Like, it's like
I get it.
We've opened it up too much. And again, like, I don't want any of my friends to listen to this and be like, oh my gosh, it's all stuff like I've always wanted to do. But now I don't think I do. Like, I think I want my friends to come when I ask them to come. And if they come, like, maybe, and they're staying at a hotel, like, I'll just join in, like, every now and then.
Exactly. Like, you were not obligated to be, like, show off. Yes.
Or even if they do stay with me, like, I don't mind. I'm not, like, we live alone, so I'm alone all the time. Like, but just, like, maybe... like, you go, like, if you have other friends in town, go to breakfast with them. Like, I just need... Wow, and I sound so mean right now. I'm just like...
what? Well, you are also, like, you just had a spiraling day, and that's okay. I have those a lot. Like, you average, like, one a year. I average, like, one a month. Like, so
it was a good spiral, guys. I had this whole spiral. I, like, talked about it in my vlog going up soon, but, like,
you did? You talked about it in the vlog.
Yeah, just, like, basically what we were saying, like, living in a city like New York... like, for the past year, I'm like, oh, I'm like like I don't live here. Like, I'll go out to eat, like, I'll do whatever. And like, there is a point in time where it's like, no, I live here. Like, I need to eat at home tonight, or, oh, I need to not do this. Like, it's just more of like that realization I'm having of like, we need to make it more of like a place for people to live rather than like, I'm not even partying all the time. It's just like, I feel like I'm going out to eat just to see somebody, and like, why can't I invite someone over and like I make them dinner, or like...
That's so cute.
I mean, that's like a lot. That's even more work maybe, but like, it's it was like a health thing. I thought, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm eating out literally all the time. Like, I don't feel good in my own body. Like, I need to go for more walks. Like, it was just a lot of things. I get it. Day. It was like one day I was like, oh my God, like, I need to start doing more things for me. And I feel like I do a lot of things for me, but this is a therapy session right now, so...
No, you're allowed to feel that way. And you're also you're also dealing with a lot of changes kind of at once. You're about to move. You're about to like Ryan just moved. Like, you're dealing with like a lot of life changes in a good way. So, but that causes like, it's not just like, oh, no worries, I'll keep up my same life. And like, no, like, things adjust. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think like my first year living here was just like so exciting. And so I didn't need to like make a routine. I wasn't like rushing to do that. I was like, let me just see what feels right, what I enjoy, like the people I like being around. Now I'm like starting to get a better idea of like my really good friends here, but also I do have really good friends that don't live here, and so I know the only way I can see them is if I do these weekends. Yeah. So like kind of finding that balance of
I'm in the same boat. I mean, but mine's like the opposite way because my friends come here all the time, but they also love New York, so it's like easy. Atlanta's okay, like, but I love my friends who live there, so I'm like, damn, I need to go. Like, I don't want to go, but like, I know I should go.
This whole adult friendship thing, I know we've talked about it before, but it's just trying to navigate that is very hard for me. I miss college in the sense that like you had your set days that you hung out with your friends, Bachelor Mondays, whatever it was, and like there's just not as much structure, and everyone's just like growing, everyone's doing their own thing, and like.
And things get very complex as you get older, too. I think we talk about this kind of in the meat of the episode with the lady gang. But
yeah, we do.
Relationships just get so much more complex because you might think of a friendship one way and they might think of it another way. And, like, I've had things where, like, I've gotten offended at people's behavior and they've gotten offended at my behavior. But, like, we don't talk about it and then resentment builds. Like, it's just, you know, like, things just become more complex because you're not necessarily around each other all day to like talk about it, or like you know, you don't talk on the phone every day, like what I don't know, just relationships change, and it's
you have to have like we talked about this before, but like low expectations. Like with friendships, I really was like getting so let down. I was like, I feel like I'm putting like way more in, and the lady gang talks about it a lot. Like obviously with our job and everything, it's a lot different, like we have different schedules and everything, but like I think there's just a big adjustment period right now, and I feel like a lot of you guys are probably feeling this way. Like maybe you feel like not growing apart from your friends, but not seeing your friends as much. You don't feel like you're connecting as much, and like maybe feeling shitty about it. And it's so normal to feel shitty, but I wouldn't like beat yourself down, because I think it's more situational, like what's happening in their life rather than like their feelings towards you. It's more of like they have a new job now and they have work friends and they have happy hours. Like I've been trying to hang out with my friends, like, oh, I have like a work happy hour, and like I get it, you don't want to miss the work happy hour.
You have to go. You
have to go, like, because you want to make friends, and it's like, holy shit.
But then you're like, okay, like, and then you start thinking about you. You're like, where do I What do I do? Yeah.
But then I'm like,
but then you have events on some nights, and it's like they can't come to everything. Yeah. So it's kind of goes,
a give and take.
It goes all ways.
It's just lots of realizations. I feel like your 20s are like finding yourself, obviously, but then like really learning. Because up until now, you don't always have to make decisions for yourself. It was like school. You just kind of know you go to school. Yeah. You know, yes, you choose certain things, but now it's like, okay, you really are the pilot of your own life, and like, what do you do with that?
You also like, I feel like you probably have these people in your life. Do you have like those like quote like aunts and uncles that aren't really aunts and uncles?
Yeah.
Right? Like your parents, like old friends or like whatever. I'm at that point in my life now where I'm like, who are going to be, and not even like, oh, my future kids, like literally, but just who are going to be those people in my life though? Yeah. Like who are going to be like those core people, you know? And I feel like as you go through so much like change, you like start to think about those things kind of on a deeper level. I'm like I used to be so close with this friend, but like now I only see them once a year, but like I still consider them a really close friend, but at the same time we don't keep up. So you start to get in your head about it.
It's so interesting because some people, like you and I, are together like a lot more than like some of our other friends, and it's like you can't really think about it like that because it's situational, because you and I obviously like work together and like do everything, but then you start to compare. You're like, I literally like haven't talked to this person in 2 months, but I still like feel so close to them. But like it's not like they're really reaching out to me either. It's so weird. It's so weird. Sometimes I love to just sit down with someone and be like, let's talk. Like, do you like, are you happy with this right now? Like, you know, like kind of more, not are you happy with this, but like I feel like we don't talk as much or like whatever.
I know, but it's always so uncomfortable like broach that, like, and
it has to just come up. I don't sit down and like
be like, let's have a
the other night,
fingers, like let's talk about this.
The other night I was with my friend, and we were like literally on the dance floor, and she was like, I just feel so at home when I'm with you. And I was like, oh my god, I feel the same way. Like we need to hang out more. And like we just kind of like talked about it. So like I feel like sometimes when that stuff comes up,
when you have your moments,
it's just hard. Like it's just weird. Adult friendships are weird, and you have to be more patient. And like I can't. I know. I get it. I love our lives so much, but sometimes I envy. Like I have a friend like in law school right now, and she like is making all these new friends, and like they have like law school things they do together. You know, it is like cool. Like grad school, I think that is a really cool thing, because you get that sense of camaraderie. It's not like boom, you're in the real world. But obviously so grateful. We have so many amazing friends. It's just more of like consistency.
I completely get it. Yeah, I've been having that too, where I've been like, I've caught myself like getting insulted if I like quote like didn't get invited to something, or if I see something happening and I'm like, but I haven't done anything to reach out to this person or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like you catch yourself, and then you have to give yourself a reality check and be like, hey, but I haven't like been the best friend to this person, and that's life, and things change, and you know, you could blame it on new friendships taking the place of those or whatever, but like that's what happens. I think about, you know, my life as I've grown up, you know, when I was in high school, obviously those were my closest friends. I'm still friends with those people, of course, but I see them now a couple times a year, and that's just the way life goes, you know, and they'll always be some of my closest friends, but like I would consider myself much closer with the friends that I see every week, every other week, you know?
It's so crazy. It really is like a lot based off of location, especially with like girl friendships. Because if you're in a long distance relationship, like obviously that's like physical, emotional, like you make sure. But with friendships, it's a little bit harder in a way, because you don't have the same friend. You're not talking about like, oh, what happened in the office today.
Oh my god, Friday night, like
or like in crazy class. There's not as much in common, so it is weird.
You're right.
But I mean, the best of friends, obviously, you can hop on the phone, and we both have that, where we'll hop on the phone with a friend we haven't talked to in so long, and it's blah, 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 blah. There's lots to talk about.
So true. It's literally like hours go by, and you're like, oh my god, how the heck did this? Yeah. So long story short, I need to go to Atlanta under protest. No, I'm kidding. I do like Atlanta. I'm just like, I just don't want to travel right now, and I'm so like happy and content, and like I just like want a breather and like a break from things. Like September is gonna be my month of like intentionally slowing down. And I feel like I always say that, but like it actually is though.
I mean, I get it. I'm like in this mode of like I just want to be that person that like wakes up on a Saturday morning and like doesn't go for a run, but like goes on a walk and like does all these things and like, or doesn't do anything. Yeah. Like I just can do whatever the frick I want on a weekend.
Wait, that's so funny, because when we went to Margot's park birthday, when we saw that group, that makes me think of that group that we saw when we were leaving the park. We saw a big group of people doing like either Pilates or yoga, and we like turned to each other, and I said something I was like, I am so impressed by these people, because it's 2:00 on a Saturday. It is so hot outside, and here they are in Central Park doing like yoga, Pilates, whatever. I was like, that would just never be me. And like,
no, not that. I think just more so being in control of your own schedule on the weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like just doing whatever you want.
Yeah. And doing what feels right. Yeah.
Rather than, because I know football season's about to come up and it's like dating Ryan, like if I want to see him on a Saturday, like we're going to watch football games. But so I love Georgia football. Like I think it's very obvious. It's not just because of Ryan. So like I love that. But then Saturdays are like for football. Like we go to Georgia bar and like that's our Saturdays. And I don't know. I'm not making any sort of sense right now.
No, you're processing everything.
I just think like there's always someone in town living in New York City. And I knew moving here, there's always someone in town. There's always someone that wants to see you. And it makes you like very accessible. And it's nothing to do with you don't want to see the person. But it's like you have to like do your own thing too. Like tomorrow, I literally, so I didn't do something else with someone else, had to schedule my day. Like from 12 to 6, you're cleaning out your apartment before you move. Like because I was scared I was going to like say yes to something. And like I feel guilty like not like oh like I just have to be with myself. Like but you have to sometimes. You literally have to be like no. This episode's all over the place.
No, it really is.
This isn't even the episode.
Well, this is the intro. Episode is very like therapeutic itself, so I feel like it makes sense that
Brooke
we're
is my
like
therapist
going
today.
all over the place. I hope I'm doing a good job. I feel like I'm going back and forth with you and like.
No, I love it. I love it. No, I know. I just feel like I'm doing a lot.
I completely.
So thanks for giving it back to me too.
I completely understand.
It's just like a breaking point. Like guys, yesterday I literally had this moment. I was like, oh my God. I went for like a 2.5 hour walk.
I can't believe that's so long.
I walked literally around the whole southern peninsula of New York City. Like, I'm so serious. I went from the Hudson River all the way to the other side on the East River. Just nuts.
That's a long walk.
It was so fun, though, and it felt so good. And I was like, I'm doing this for me. It was just one of those moments, like, I'm doing this for me. I'm taking control. And it sounds so dramatic. Like, we literally work for ourselves. Yeah. But I've just recently felt, like, pulled in a lot of different directions. And it's easy to kind of... I don't know. Yeah. And it's like, and Ryan and I are like, oh my gosh, like he'll have friends one weekend and then I have friends the other. And so then we have no time to like connect. And we're like, we need to now like figure out when we're going to like have our time. Just lots of learning to do.
It's a balancing act to say the least. That's why I'm never judgmental. I'm trying to be way less judgmental. Never judgmental. No one. You know who does that? My mom will do that shit. She'll be like, I don't judge, but anyways. And then she like goes like try not to be like her.
No, literally.
No. But I try not to be judgmental of how other people choose to spend their time because, you never know like whatever. Like Absolutely. I used to think about that when I worked in corporate. Like I would think about that. I'd be like, well, what does this person even do all day? Like, do they even have a job? Like whatever. And it's like, maybe their dream isn't labor. Like maybe their dream is like maybe they're focusing on other things, or like maybe they have things going on that I don't even know about, or maybe they're focused on a certain area of their life that
and everyone works differently. Like I have to remember that too, because I'm very go, and I like sometimes can't fathom how some people like don't want to do everything I'm doing. Like I'll text my friend and be like, in 2 weeks on this night, do you want to do this? And they're like, I literally, I can't. And I would get like initially frustrated. And then it's like, no, everyone works completely differently. And you can't expect everyone to be on your wavelength, whatever that may be. Vice versa. Your friends can't expect you to like be down to do, like maybe you have other stuff or maybe you don't, but you need that time to yourself. No, I'm realizing it for sure.
Looser expectations. Yeah, some people don't know, like, in terms of work stuff, they're like, I might have to work late, like, I might have, or, like, I might get caught up doing this thing, like, can't sign up for something, like,
you have to be flexible.
Yeah, but then some other friends are like, I need to know the date weeks in advance so I can take off or something, so, I guess it depends person to person.
Subjective.
Yeah. But things come up. I never really feel bad. Like I try not to like late cancel on my friends. Late cancel like it's a workout class. I'm like,
oh yeah, you gotta charge the fee
on this dinner. I got charged the fee. I try not to do that, but yeah.
No, literally, it's something else. I'm so thankful to be in our 20s, and I'm so thankful to like obviously have these lessons. Like yesterday, I had a little bit of a breakdown, but it was kind of really good for me because I had some realizations about myself, about the people around me, and just like. Going forward. And maybe it won't last that long, maybe I'll be on a kick for 2 weeks and then that's it. But it's fun. It's fun to get motivated. And
it's fun to get motivated. And and then just...
It's fun. And it's so nice. Like today, Brooke has just listened to me so much and I'm so thankful for it. It's nice to have someone to...
Me too. We just vented to each other.
That's what I love about our friendship.
I know. But I don't feel like heavy about it though. Like that's the thing. Like some friends, they tell me stuff and I'm like, how am I going to operate now?
Right.
Like,
well, because it's stuff you like have dealt with too. A lot of times we'll just be in different eras. Like you're in your, like I'll be in this era and you're like, ooh, that was me a couple of weeks ago. Yep. Yeah. So we're like, we get it.
Yeah. Completely.
So it's definitely nice to have a friend or a therapist that I probably should go back to therapy. It's been about a month.
Yeah, I need to crank up that BetterHelp.
Yep. Hello, BetterHelp. We meet again. But just kind of getting back after. But anyways, I feel like we should get into the podcast. Yeah. So this week we had on Kelty Knight, Jack Vanek, and Becca Tobin. They're New York Times bestselling authors, entrepreneurs, hosts, and creators of the hugely successful podcast and brand, The Lady Gang. They actually have an upcoming book, The Lady Secrets, out September 20th, 2022, my birthday. Ooh. It's a must-read collection of confessional essays of womanhood. Every lady has a secret so humiliating, embarrassing, scandal, or disgraceful that you haven't told a soul, not your closest friends, families, lovers, or doctors. So we had them on. We talked about literally so many different things. They gave us such great advice. It was so fun getting to know them. It was really such a dream because we've both been listening to their podcast for a while because they're on Podcast One, our same network. Yeah. So it was really exciting to have them on, and they had us on their podcast, and we talked about, they had lots of questions about like Revolve trips. We talked about them with like Gen Z versus Millennial stuff. It's a really fun episode, so definitely stick on. It wasn't video, so if you're watching on YouTube, it'll just be audio, so sorry about that. But yeah, should we get into the episode?
Yeah, let's get into it. Enjoy, guys. All right, guys, here we are. We are joined now with the Lady Gang. We have Kelty, Jack, and Becca here today. Hi, guys. Thanks for being here.
Oh, we're so excited. Yes. It's senior citizen night here at Gals on the Go.
You guys are over there like thinking like you're these old ladies, and I am seriously like, I feel like we're all just like at dinner like drinking espresso martinis chatting. Mm-hmm. Like I truly feel this way. I hope you guys do too.
That's where I get into trouble because I'm like, yeah, these girls are my friends. Like we're the same. We're not, but you know, I'm like, I still got it. No, I leave dinner at 8:15 to go home and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, we're like basically approaching that. It's like 10 o'clock right now, but like we definitely like, you know, after dinner used to like lead into like bars and like crazy nights out, and now we're like, all right, well, see you tomorrow.
Brooke and I are quite literally the worst when we're with a group of friends and we all go to dinner and everyone's like drinking, and you can tell like all of our friends are like trying to go out. You know, they get that fourth drink and you're like, oh, they're trying to go out. Brooke and I look at each other like, you want to go home too? Okay, cool. Like we're in that era right now.
Well, I mean, the older you get, the earlier you start drinking. So now like my appropriate time to have my first cocktail is around like 10 a.m. So then by the time 5 p.m. rolls around, I get that dinner or bring it home, sit and watch Love Island, and then I can go to bed without a hangover the next morning. Like that is the key once you get older.
That's genius. So it's like day drinking, but like not. It's just like an early
but like keeping it at the day. Once the sun goes down, I'm also going down.
It's alcoholism. So
you should try it. It's super
Do you guys like, well, okay. So then I guess, Jack, you're drinking in the day, but like, do you guys like day drinking? Because I hate it so much.
Oh my God. Why?
I literally hate it. I feel like I can't get drunk. The sun's out. Or like once I do finally get drunk, then it's time for dinner, and then I like have my hangover and I like feel unwell.
Oh, I love it. It is the only thing I can do. Like I do not go out at night ever. No, because my hangovers depend on my amount of sleep.
Do you stop at day drinking though? Because I think our problem is that we try to go day into night, and that's always
till the break of dawn.
Listen, sometimes I do that, but then like I am also just in like a headspace that I'm like, fuck it. I guess I'm just going to keep going. And then it's the only way that I can night drink. I'm weird though. And this was like a new revelation that I've had in my 30s, which is crazy because people are usually over that by then.
Okay, so today we wanted to talk to you guys, since you guys mentioned on a recent podcast some millennial things. So we're not trying to be like millennial versus Gen Z, but at the same time we thought it could be funny to talk about our different takes on things and some generational differences.
Yes, the first one I'd like to bring up, because I actually looked on Instagram and I noticed that you all have middle parts, right? So I've been toying with side parts again because I just feel so fun. And then everyone's like, Danielle, that is so millennial of you. Like, do you guys ever rock a side part, or are we just like middle down the way now?
Kelty does sometimes.
Kelty will do a side part. She looks great.
First of all,
I think most people look better with a side part.
I agree.
Be honest. I think a lot of people are, sometimes you don't follow the trend, as my mom would say. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. I think you should just wear what makes your face look best. Because I would much rather be an attractive elder millennial than a on-trend troll millennial. And a side part versus a middle part for some people, it is that differentiation.
I also think, I feel like now middle parts are so on trend that the side part is going to come back soon. So if you're deciding to do a side part, you're going to be a trailblazer in the parting of the hair. The reason why I do a middle part is I was like a scene kid growing up, and I had a part that was basically to my ear that was covering one of my eyes. So like was
the swoop. Yeah.
The swoop with like the really like sticky bangs.
Wait,
and,
did you like post that recently? I feel like I just saw that on your page.
That's amazing. I'm reaching all into the nostalgia, but I just, whenever I do a side part now, it just reminds me of when I was 18 years old, and then I get the ick about myself. So that's my own personal reason about doing a middle part.
I'm going to be only doing a side part after this interview wraps. I made a decision just now during this conversation. When I do a low bun, like my hair, it's not wash day yet, so it's very greasy, so I have no choice. I can't do a side bun because of my cowlicks. So a middle part will stay in the bun, but I'm going to embrace my natural curls and a big like Julia Roberts top side thing for tour, because I've been thinking a lot about like what my look's going to be like when we go on tour and like what's sexy, mature, kind of like healthy. And I don't want to have to like change it up all the time. I want to like stick to something so it becomes very clear like what she's going for. These are the things I think about all the time. I'm super psycho. Anyway, I'm going to side part it. I look better with a side part. My mom constantly reminds me. I do have a side part on the photo of the back of our book. So I'm side parting. I'm back. Let's do it together.
Yeah, wait, maybe I will, because today I went middle, but I feel like side part also gives you more like volume up top. Like, like throw it, you know? And not right now. It's the dry part.
The bump looks good. That just looked great.
Yeah.
You did that.
A lot of volume.
Side parts are sexual.
Yeah, very sexual.
My boyfriend, whenever I'm like parting my hair, I'll ask him, I'm like, what do you like better? Like, not that I dress for the male gaze, but I'm just curious, and he does like side part better.
Wow.
Yeah,
they're sexy.
I feel like that's something that they would never notice, though. You know how boyfriends just like don't notice some things?
Yeah,
like you'll be like, I got my hair done today, and they're like, oh, cool. Like,
my
yeah,
God.
and you're like,
Oh,
are you
thanks.
kidding me? I chopped 3 inches off. Like,
they have no idea.
No,
When you get married, it gets worse. So they're like,
gosh.
wait, you're here. Oh my gosh. Or the other day, we're standing in line at the grocery store. My husband's like, you look really short today. And I'm like, just today. Okay, cool. He's just like, it's like suddenly it dawned on him that I was a short person. I was like,
God, that's funny.
Like, thank you so much.
I really can't wait for that. So also pivoting to social media, what sparked this conversation for us was we were listening to the podcast and you guys were talking about the millennial teapot. Did we decide the teapot pose?
So.
the hand on the hip,
teapot
like
pose.
a little bit of like a lean to it, kind of. Yeah. And you pop out. You're supposed to, it's like, my mom always called it like the skinny arm. Like that's what
Kelsey's doing
Which is
it.
problematic in itself.
No, that's my mom's generation. I
Yeah,
guess. That's
Exactly.
them.
The boomers really.
Exactly. So now we also have for the Gen Zers, which Danielle actually is like CEO of this pose, the Raptor.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like the one where you kind of have your hands sort of like
the Zendaya. You kind of just
Yes. I feel like I first saw you do this and I was like, wait, that looks so silly, but then it actually looks good because you like are posing your body in such a way.
Yes, you almost like lean to the side and then you put both of your arms kind of like on your pelvis, I guess, and just but you still have to like, you kind of have to half teacup it. You have to like show the space between your arms so it makes your arms look good, because I used to do this all the time where I put my arm up against my body. I'm like, that is the least flattering thing I could ever do.
The smush.
Well, it's all about like creating triangles, I've heard. So it's like you have to like have your like triangle in your arm, and then like, or if you put your arm up or something like that. But yeah, the teacup pose is so millennial. And then I feel like the other pose that's very millennial is almost like the sorority pose, where you're like putting your hands on, like if you're in a group photo and you're putting your hands on your knee and like sort of leaning over with your butt out. I feel like is a very group millennial pose.
Yes, and the hands on the shoulders all in one line kind of vibe.
Oh yeah, all turned to the side.
Like oh yeah,
yes.
here we are.
You know what is actually a great pose that I want everyone to start doing? I'm going to call it the sexy mature pose. I have some photos I could send our group chat. But I was recently on a trip and I learned that if you're not feeling great about yourself, the best thing to do is to lean This is ridiculous. Okay, lean over a table like you're doing it doggy style. Like he's leaned you over a table.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it for you. And then you go up on your heels and you stick your butt out, but like you put your body kind of low And oh my God, you look amazing.
Okay, you look good.
I mean,
you
you
look
can't really-
fantastic doing that. If I did this, people would
In a
like
picture?
my thing would have so many
it's
sends.
too
of
sexual
people
to
talking about how
post.
Yeah, it
ridiculous,
looks like
but
you're
you look
getting ready
amazing.
to
Have sex.
Your
I
butthole
think
waxed.
it does look like doggy time.
Yeah. I'll send you the picture. It turned out really good.
You looked
and
really
I
good
think
just now.
Why it is good is because when you bend over, it stretches all your saggy knee up. And then the leg is along anyway.
No,
Wow.
I could like see this like someone over a piano, like with their hair, like the Julie Roberts, like over the head, like hair just tousled. Like I see this.
But you know the most flattering pose, take this from me, who has been lauded for my beauty throughout the years, is really happiness. Because we do this thing. I know it's stupid.
I
We
fucking
do this
quit.
thing where everyone
no.
wants to be in a photo and be like, and the only person who can really do that is Bella Hadid. Like, I think people laughing and having a good time, even if they makes them have 3 chins, is the prettiest photo.
Like
I
Candids.
agree with that. Also, I feel like people, not that everything's for the audience, but they like it more.
Yeah,
like,
they like it.
like genuinely,
They
like those
like it.
perform better. Like, because it's like, oh, like here's this girl that I love to follow being happy versus I know what you mean versus
Yes,
like the
you're right.
cold, like sucked in cheeks,
Sexual.
like
Like
smoldering.
yes.
I'm glad you have a nice outfit, but you don't seem happy about it.
Yeah.
You
Wait, that is
know?
like literally so true, and I'm gonna think about that from now on.
when you
Everybody loves a
when you go
smile.
revolving around the world, you better smile.
Yeah, I know. It was actually so funny. My manager called me right before we went on the Revolve trip. And I have this like habit, and I feel like a lot of people do, but now I'm like self-conscious that I do it, is like in all my photos, I'll like look to the side because I feel like my profile is more flattering. And like, I don't know, I just like hate my face like full on. And she called me, she's like, Danielle, I need to see some face. I need to see face. I need to see smile. She sends me photos of other influencers. She's like, I want to see this. And she's never like that at all. But she was like, I need to see your face. Give me face. And so we were just saying that's
So now we always say, "Give me face." Yes.
That's wonderful. Happiness and face.
Happiness and face.
That's
Okay,
so
other-
funny because our manager called us and they were like, less face. Give me just cousin it. Just put your hair over your face.
I don't
Give me
believe it.
nails. Give me nails
Or
and
cousin it.
just kidding. We don't have a
me
manager.
Give me scene. Give me scene.
Yes. Okay, we have other questions now. I want to know about filtering. Or like, what is your opinion on filtering photos, filtering stories? Like, I feel like for a while it was like the millennial thing to use these like crazy like face altering filters on your story to be like pictures like selfies with them, but like
Yes.
it's so clearly not you. Like it changes your eye color, changes everything.
Like the Snapchat filter and like posting it on Instagram
Yes.
and feed.
Yeah, opinions on this.
I was actually going to ask you guys about that because I'm like, is Gen Z, well, I know you guys are like on the cusp, but I'm like, is that happening with Gen Z still? Because we got the short end of the stick with everything as millennial women.
Truly,
with like
truly.
body image, with who we were looking up to, with photoshopped magazine covers and billboards and all that kind of shit. And then existing in this world of like social media where everybody that you're looking at is filtered, and it really fucks with your relationship with yourself and with your body and body dysmorphia and all that kind of stuff. I actually wrote about this in our book, our first book, and in our second book, like a little bit, but because I like struggle with a lot of body dysmorphia kind of stuff. So I made a promise to myself to never do that, because once I started using like filtered versions on stories and stuff, I would start comparing myself to that version and then start picking apart every little part of my face because of that. So I definitely think it's like, it's helped like ripping the Band-Aid off and just being like, well, this is what you're getting today. And it lets me like accept the reality of it a little bit more, but it's crazy.
That's
I'm not afraid of a Paris filter.
Oh, the one that the first one.
Oh yeah.
I'll use a Paris filter.
First little dupe. You know what? She's fine. She's
But
fine.
Paris filter isn't fucking with
It
your
doesn't
face.
distort your face. It kind of
True.
just
No.
gives you a nice like
It
gloss.
just glows the whole
Just-
thing.
A
Just
little
kinda
blurring
like
effect. A soft
little
blur.
A soft blur.
A soft blur.
I think that Gen Z has completely shifted actually to a way where it's like no edits on photos. Let's do mass photo dumps of the most
low exposure. Like,
yes.
I don't even know.
Like that would be the only edit, I guess, would be like changing like kind of like the, not even the coloring.
Or they shoot
of
it.
the
They literally, you know, like the tap and drag down.
Yeah, you're shooting it kind of that way. But also I just feel like no, like so many of my friends are like, I don't even edit my photos anymore. Like you just post the raw thing. I personally still like a little, like a Tezza, like a, you know, like a coloring type of filter. Like, you know, it makes it a little bright and fun and stuff.
I personally do, like, I bring the highlights down, the contrast up, a little the shadows down, but I actually don't use filter anymore, only because I'm so triggered from college. I was one of the girls that did the orange presets, if you guys remember those. Oh, this was like a big like southern.
Where your whole like the presets where the whole coloring was like the one hue.
Yes. Well, it altered almost like the whites to be like her blonde hair appeared in the photos to be like stark white. And then like her skin looked orange and like, yes.
Yeah, I feel like everyone kind of had a moment with that, but now I'm like so just like, wow, what was I thinking? But at the time, that's the thing with trends. Like at the time, like I loved it and that's what everyone was doing. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do anything. Sometimes I'll do Tezza, like I'll do like a little film disposable app. That's another thing that's like happening now. People are starting to like do film photos again, right? And like disposables and like how do we feel?
Camcorders, like it's literally
camcorders.
Like, I think we're going back in time with the quality. We're almost having like we went so far that now we're going back to like the lowest quality we can get, right?
So true.
But I love the analog stuff though.
Yeah. And it's kind of refreshing because I'm so sick of seeing the like perfectly polished pages of the millennial bloggers. You know, it's so
I think everybody
curated.
is getting over that.
Yeah.
It's
like as a whole.
It's chuggy. I'm sorry.
It is. Like the photos of the whole family in the matching outfit in the 4K camera. It's like, okay, I've seen enough. Thank you. Yes. Like, I can't.
Or even like going back to, no offense, but like the revolve around the world stuff. It's like, I don't want to see a supermodel in a highly edited photo. Like that does not bring me any value in my life. Like I love.
Well, you got Brooke and Danielle.
Yeah, you got the real girls.
Real girl.
No, it's like the happiness thing that Kelty said is lame as that was. It's so true.
It wasn't not lame. It was great.
No, it was. I wanted to ask you, are you guys using that Be Real app? Speaking of like,
we were gonna bring that up.
That was what we're gonna talk about. So Danielle is pro. I'm anti. Not for any particular reason, but I just feel like we have an abundance of apps already. I don't need another thing. Like I just, you know, it's the type of thing that I'll refuse it, like TikTok, for probably 2 or 3 more months, and then if people are still doing it, I'll finally get on.
I don't think it's gonna last long, personally. Do you guys have it?
No.
Have it, but we keep hearing about it. But I hope you're right. But then we said that about TikTok, that it wasn't going to last long, and here we are. We're in a TikTok world.
This is only with your friends, though, right? Like you're not going to
Some
get
people
a
do it
following
public, so you can do it on public. I feel like that's just asking for trouble because, like,
I'll be on the toilet and it's like, be real, and I'm like, okay, my followers do not need to see this. You know what I mean? Like, it is,
or do they?
Like fighting for my life on the toilet. Like they just like don't need to see that.
Fighting for your life.
I say that a lot. Or like after a night of Fireball, Brooke knows I'm fighting for my life. Like it is tough, and I continue to drink it.
Be Real, do you get like a follower count or no?
No, it's just like friend requests. It's like Snapchat. Like you'll get friend requests. So, but like definitely people are finding me because my name, I'm pretty sure it's like my name. So people are just like requesting and I just don't accept. The thing about Be Real is, and I'm sure you guys have heard, like you can't look at other people's until you post. So every now and then if I'm like curious about like what my friends are really up to, you know, even though I still think it's a little curated because you have 2 minutes to like go pose somewhere. You have to post your own before you see any others. So I do it sometimes, but I definitely don't do it every day. It's also like twice a day and it's very unflattering and it's just not the vibe, but I do have it to lurk.
I refuse. I'm like, I just can't get there. I said that I compare it to like, did you guys ever hear of Beer Buddy? It was like an app that people used like in our generation to like post when they were like out drinking, basically. Like you would tag the bar and be like, you know, I'm out drinking at the local pub. Like come, like basically. So it was like location.
It was
photo.
If you're a stalker,
right?
Yeah,
I know.
true.
But I feel like Be Real is kind of similar. It's like, here's me walking into my apartment. This is where I live. It's like, okay, I don't know if this is needed.
And it shoots yourself and then your surroundings, and it also shoots in wide angles. So you just like have to make sure, like if you're laying in bed without like pants on, like that will be shown. And I learned that. So like it's just something to note.
Someone in the corner that you don't want, like, you know, like is people hanging out with their ex-boyfriends or whatever. Like I you know, people get in trouble.
Like there's someone right over there. Yeah, Be Real is just, did you guys ever like go on Clubhouse? Do you remember that?
I was into Clubhouse for 2 seconds and then I was out of Clubhouse.
Same.
Flash in the pan.
I don't want any more friends. And like Becca said just recently, Becca had just said, like, I don't remember who we had on the podcast back, but we were like, I pray to God a day that like your career doesn't depend on your social number things, where we can all just turn this off and just like be alive. 'Cause it's hard, like it's hard when it's like also your job, because it's like it's
Which
so
is
fun
all
when
our
stuff's
problem.
going right. Well, it's like it's fun when stuff's going on when you're on vacation or something. But like, what am I posting today? I'm sitting here at my desk for 9 hours podcasting. It's hot. I wish I was outside. I'm ugly. Like, but if I don't post today, the algorithm, like, it's just so stressful.
I know, it is a lot. That's one thing we love about podcasting is you can't like see other people's like listens. Do you guys ever like talk about that?
Very
It's
fair
so-
playing field, it feels.
Yes, no comment section. It's just beautiful, except for the reviews. But
Well,
we
we
just
don't go there. We don't go there.
Oh no, it's so fun though. It's so fun.
Do you
it's
guys
not.
look?
No, it's not.
No.
If you're a psychopath, Kelty's like made from a different, like she's an alien.
Nothing can hurt her, really.
Wow.
You do not want this feedback. It's feedback from the depths of hell, trolls from the darkest, deepest corners of the world. There's nothing good there.
No.
I was gonna say Karens of the podcast world, but honestly, probably worse. Like,
It's worse.
much
It's
worse.
like it's like Reddit, because it's all anonymous. So it's like anybody can go on
No
there and
can
post whatever the
do.
fuck that they want with no repercussions. So it's like, if somebody is mad at us for saying that turquoise nail polish was ugly, they can go on our
And
podcast
they did get
reviews
upset
and-
about that.
Totally.
They did
oh,
get upset.
wow. Okay.
oh, that's a real example.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's
Yeah.
favorite is to like pose. I'm sure that you guys get this too. Like, to be like Brooke and Danielle really secretly hate each other.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
to create these like crazy, like, I don't even want to call it like fan fiction, but it feels like that. Like,
So
Yeah.
true.
No
dark fan
Says that
fiction.
about us because the girls like actually just hate me in real life, like on the podcast. So they get like,
Shut up.
We don't hate her, but we're open about like
Yeah.
what's really nice is that we just air all of our dirty laundry on the podcast.
yes,
Because if you try to like hide that and keep it, so things don't get ugly, that is also not that you wanted advice from three hags, but I will say the recipe for our very long relationship, business and otherwise, is that we have not been secretive. We say what we feel at it, usually in the moment. It's just like something Kelty, I think, was sort of the trailblazer in this, is she doesn't have an ability to let things stew. It's just she feels something, she says it. She is very, it doesn't take much
Reactive.
personally or reactive. Whereas Jack and I are more human, but we've learned from Kelty to just say it. It's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Just like say what's wrong, and it's you move past it.
yeah. And it's really a lesson in female friendship as well, which is like as you go through your 20s and now that you guys are like out of school and you're not like kind of force-fed friendships, like you curate your friendships more in your life. You decide who's gonna stick around with you, who you're gonna keep on this journey with you as you have a different perspective because your job is being you. But like when ladies go out into the world and they're in the workplace, like you're gonna have your workplace friends and then your boyfriend's friends and like all these different people, and it's just like female friendships can be very, very tricky. And I think it's because there's a lot of like, we're taught to be super nice and we don't want to say shit about people, and so we're non-confrontational, but then the truth always comes out in the wash, and we end up spilling our truth to someone else in the friend group, and then it's like an episode of Housewives, which is so entertaining, but I don't want to live my life like that. Like I don't want to have that stress of like, I'm mad at this person, they don't know, this person's mad at me, I don't know. Like I live my life like, come to me, hey, you're acting like whatever, this is why. I can explain why I did it, I can fix this thing, or I can say to you, hey, it's really annoying, this thing that you do. Can you help me? Meet me halfway. Great.
I think that's great advice. It's something I'm learning to do. It's something we talk about in the podcast a lot,
Yeah.
like being a people pleaser and like not always sticking up for yourself. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's usually beneficial for both parties if you do that.
Yeah. And I've always been like a like don't go to bed angry type of person.
Yeah.
Like, when you feel like tension between like you and a friend, like I'd rather just hash it out like in the moment kind of and be like, hey, can we be cool? Like what's the reasoning? Yeah, truce. Yeah, literally.
Truce.
But also when you've been friends, like now that I'm an elder, it's like some of my friendships, my female friendships I've had for 20 years. And it's like you also need to give each other the space to fucking hate each other sometimes. Like the pause of like, I totally agree with you. Try not to go to bed angry, like that whole thing. But sometimes you just have to like, I need to take a little break from you. And like, I love you and I'm going to revisit you when we're not in this stage of our lives anymore. I've had many friendships that are like, long-term friendships where it's like we're so tight and we're seeing each other all the time, we're talking every day, and then like life happens and then we come back together and life happens, and that's okay too.
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
it's
really
like
great reminder.
the friend breakups that nothing happens in too, whereas just like you're just growing into two different people. I'm sure this has happened to you guys after graduating and turning into like adults. You're gonna have these friends that like flow in and out of your lives, and sometimes you grow apart from somebody and nobody did anything fucked up, and it's like, wow.
And if you have somebody that's your friend when you're in person, you absolutely love being around that person, but their social media personality drives you fucking crazy, just mute them. Mute them, because
we're big
That's our favorite feature. Yes.
And don't feel bad. I have so many really good friends whose social media personalities I'm not into it, and it's bleeding into real life, and so I separate it and I mute it, and I don't see that person ever. And if they mention their social media, I'll be like, oh, I miss it. It's weird. Yeah. Occasionally go on there and like a few photos, whatever. But
that's weird.
Yeah, that's becoming a huge thing where women are doing weird. People in general are doing weird fucking things on social media, and it's awkward and it's not fun to watch as a friend, but you still have to love those people. So
Mute.
Wow.
Mute.
Word from the wise.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you guys so much. It's definitely something that I've personally been dealing. I mean, Brooke too, but like since I just graduated, it's been a year now, and like seeing like how my friendships are changing, it's like really hard for me to come to terms with, because I'm so used to like, on Thursdays we have date night, and then for Fridays we have a social, and then like I'm just used to like having planned things with my friends every week, and now it's like a much more to do to like even see my friends, and I'm like getting like low-key offended. I'm like, no one's reaching out to me. Like I feel like I'm always reaching out, and it's like kind of having to take a step back and be like, okay,
it's
like,
not
let me
as
reevaluate. Yeah,
not everyone's like at your fingertips in college. It's like they live down the hall or like right there. Like in New York, it's like, oh, that's like like a 30-minute subway. I don't want to leave. So.
And it only gets worse as you get older. When you're like our age, you have to plan a hangout with a friend, like you're planning a doctor's appointment 6 weeks in advance. Yeah,
but it's also hard probably for your friends to be friends with you because your lives are really exciting and they're figured out for the most part. Most people at 23 and 25 are floundering and they're feeling ashamed of where they're at in their career. They want to be further. They hate what they're doing, and they can be very like, I hate the term, but triggered by being around people who are really thriving. So you have to have a lot of compassion for people who are still figuring it out at a different pace, because I'm sorry, you guys won the lottery of having cool jobs.
Oh, absolutely.
And your friends are going to temporarily hate you for it, and you just have to keep being kind.
I definitely needed to hear that.
That's a great reminder, because I feel like we don't have patience. Sometimes we'll be like, our friends will like work in office. We'll be like, well, they should still meet us out like afterwards. We like forget that they don't have time to just like, sit at home all day and take the long shower and whatever. And we're like, we're ready to go. But
Yep, it's hard.
We were just talking about this on ladygang this week. Actually, like I found out this whole crabs in a bucket mentality, which is like if you put a crab in a bucket, like an actual crab, it can like with all its legs can crawl its way out by itself. One crab in the bucket. If you put like 20 crabs in the bucket, once one starts to crawl out, the other crabs will pull it down. Literally, this happens in nature. And there's something in our brains that are like wired that same way, that we don't want to see the people escape. So when your sorority or friends from college, like even though they love you and they're happy for you and we're all in the same fucking bucket, planet Earth, there is something innate in our nature of like, I see you thriving and I don't know that I can like be around it. So you might be triggering your friends by being gals on the go.
Are we in therapy right now? Like, I feel like this is amazing. Okay. Thank you.
I found my new therapist.
Like I kind of needed to hear that. Thank you. And it's definitely something that we have to like remind ourselves of, and just growing up in general and everyone going down different paths. So the last path we want to go down with you guys. You guys are going on tour.
Segue. We are going on tour. Yes. Speaking of getting all your shit out in the open so that things don't fester and you don't have like, we're hitting all the major cities. September, we're kicking it off. September 13th is our first show. Yep. We're going to be on a tour bus. We're hitting,
Tour
Any
bus.
major city.
Gosh.
It's fun.
We'll be in New York on September 20th.
Yes, you guys are coming on my
Love to have
birthday.
you guys at the show.
That's your
So
birthday?
yes, it's my birthday, and we are so excited because you guys are having Kellyanne on tour with you guys. She has become one of our very, very good friends, and we just want to know like why you guys decided to start working with her. Like a favorite tip. Like we're big Kelly fans over here, and we're so excited that you guys are having her on tour too.
Hey.
So she is someone who I just stumbled upon on Instagram one day. And I now live in Austin, Texas. And she was living in Austin, Texas as of like a year ago before she moved to New York. And I saw this girl doing like really, really great tutorials on Instagram about makeup. And I'm so overwhelmed by that whole thing. But hers was so digestible. And I needed my makeup done in Austin. And I was like, wait a second. This girl who I love watching on Instagram lives here. We connected. We did makeup. And then she's just somebody who, since you guys are friends with her, very similar to you guys, where she is busting her ass. She's so good at what she does. She's such an inspiration, even though she's quite a bit younger than we are. But I just love seeing young women really like leaving corporate America and fucking achieving and also like not resting their laurels on just being hot. Like she's fucking hot, but she's so talented and works hard. So then the Lady Gang got to know her, and then we decided she's just such a cool person to bring along to some of these cities because she's launching something really big soon.
Yes.
And we just want to promote her. And I don't know, she's like cut from the same cloth in a way. So she also gives us street credit because clearly the younger generation thinks she's cool.
She has stands, let me tell you.
Every time we're out with her, like the people are like, "Your makeup XK." Like they know her. They're like, "I bought XYZ because of you." Like, yes, they know.
Oh,
yes.
that's amazing.
So she's coming on like 5 cities, and she's only available with a VIP ticket. So the VIP ticket, you get a gift, you get a personalized signed book, a meet and greet with us, a meet and greet with her in those select cities, and then she's going to do a gym lip on everyone in the like as you come up for your photos, and then we have like this amazing photo booth. So it's going to be really, really fun, and she's so awesome, and we're so excited about tour. I think it's going to be just like the most fun ever, and we have all of our plans and our sing-alongs.
Everyone gets very drunk at these shows, like really, really, really drunk. So there is always like a crazy something that happens in every city.
Yeah, it's usually
I was gonna say, what can people expect? Like a couple highlights. Like, do you guys? Is it more like a sit down and talk? Because we're also thinking about doing that one day. So we're inspired by you guys.
Should.
You definitely should.
You definitely should. I mean, it's formatted a lot like a live podcast. Okay. But with this, we have some special things. Like I think I can say this, but we really like to incorporate the like 5 men that come to each show that are dragged there by their girlfriends.
Oh, I love.
Sometimes we give like forced. Put a lot of pressure on a guy if they've been dating like 5 years and he still hasn't proposed and she wants a proposal. We're like, what the fuck are you waiting for? She's too attractive for you anyway. Get the fuck out of here. Like we have those moments. And we just like it's a good time, and there's girls that come to the show by themselves, and Kelty and Jack designed this like amazing pin that they can wear that says Solo YOLO. So if you're there by yourself, you're in the pin, and so other people know to like invite you into their group, or other Solo YOLO girls can be like, I'm here alone too, let's go get a fireball shot. So yeah, it's really fun. It's like a night out.
Yeah.
And then we have this like fun wheel that we're making right now. So the new book is called Lady Secrets, and it's this huge collection of essays that we wrote about like the secretive things of our lives that we have never told anyone, and they really are true secrets from our lives. And then we had our community submit some secrets, and they're like also in the book. And so we're gonna have this wheel of secrets where we spin the wheel like it's Wheel of Fortune, and then it's gonna land on a secret, and we're gonna like expose the secret. But the wheel is gonna have this untold secret portion where if it lands on that, we have to tell the audience like something that's not in the book that we've never told before. And
those
Jack
secrets,
and I have a mutual ex-boyfriend, so we have lots.
Oh my gosh.
Well, those are going to be the secrets that like we didn't want in writing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That kind of like get it out
for
in the
legal
open
reasons.
Yeah. Hopefully, and not getting back to the person that the secret is involving.
Yes.
So those will be really fun.
Well, then you guys will have to go on tour and check out the Lady Gang to hear those secrets that are not in the book.
Yeah, we'll have everything in the show notes, of course, if they want to check you guys out. But like, I feel like we need to go. That sounds so fun.
Yeah. No, I know.
Birthday
I'm like,
blowout.
Yeah, it's like on a weekday, right? Like that would be so fun. I already told Kelly. I was like, we have to come.
I think it's a Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesdays are for
it's
Fireball.
the day our book comes out, September
Big day.
20th. It's a a big
Oh my
day.
gosh. It is a big day. That is a big day. I'm turning 24 that day. Okay.
Congratulations.
And you guys have a bus. That is so fun. So they'll
That
take
is
you from
sick.
from place to place. Like, are the shows like all pretty much back to back?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
We finish the
You guys are
shows,
so
we get
cool.
on the bus, we sleep, we go to the next city.
That is
It's gonna
so
be very
legit,
fun.
guys. That is
Thank
like
you.
you made
It's
it.
real rock star vibe.
You guys should be so proud of yourself. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We're seriously like so honored that you guys decided to come on our podcast. Like we've been listening to you guys for years and being label mates, as you were saying, like podcast one till we die. So thank you guys so much for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having us.
So nice to see you guys.
So nice to see you.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.